Okay, you called about a problem there? Yeah. You still need the police? Yeah. Matthew, you have a wrong number. Okay, you can't talk. Yes. He's standing right here. Does he have any weapons? Yes. He has weapons? Yes. Does he have a gun? Yes. You have a wrong number. All right, does he have a gun? Yes.
Police fire emergency. I called earlier. This is Amy.
What is it?
Amy, they're around in the house right now. Listen to me. Does your dad have a gun?
I don't know.
Does he have any weapons you're aware of?
I don't know. I'm not using my bro.
Hello, I'm Chief Steve Chapman of the Sandy City Police Department. As a boy, I was a witness and victim of domestic violence in my own home. Thanks to a wonderful mother and strong adult role models, I was able to break the cycle of domestic violence in my life. We know the psychological impact that domestic violence can have. There are many ingredients in the recipe of domestic violence. Anger, drugs, alcohol, and adult examples are but a few. It can start with parents or guardians fighting or arguing in the home. Children will often model this anger and violence at a young age as bullies in school. This bully mentality often carries over to their teenage years. The criminal justice system has come a long way since I was young. However, we still have a lot to accomplish. We need to educate as many individuals as possible to the aspects of criminal violence. In many dating relationships, we see violence, emotional abuse, and manipulation. 50% of the teens surveyed admitted that there is a teen dating violence problem in their community. We hope, through the presentation of this video, that we can increase awareness, provide resources, and help the victim as well as the perpetrator recognize the problem and seek help.
I had met what I thought was just the greatest person in the world. He had bought me a stereo for Christmas, and he'd broken up with me right after, and I just, being the person I am, I felt like I couldn't take it. So I took it back to his house, and he was civil to me at the door. I just said, I don't think I can take this. I appreciate you giving this to me. And he said, okay, like it was nothing. As I walked away, he picked up the stereo and threw it at my head, and it didn't hit me. It barely missed me. When we break up, he was constantly just telling me how horrible of a person I was. He just never loved me. He doesn't know why he was ever with me. His family didn't care about me. Just totally wore me down to where felt like I was nothing. He would go out and have his guys' night with his guy friends, and if I made plans to do something with my girlfriends, he'd break up with me. And even when he would go out with the guys, he'd call me and there'd be a bunch of girls in the background, and he'd let me know that, well, I'm with these girls because you made me mad tonight. He saw my finger in the door and laughed it off, and, told me to take myself to the doctor, and ran upstairs. And I walked upstairs, and him and his brother were up there laughing, and they just thought that it was the funniest thing they'd ever seen.
We go outside and everything's bashed in, his headlight, his window, glass all over. I didn't want to say anything to anyone because I didn't want to get him in trouble. Because he had so much going for him. Straight A's. He was... And I just blamed everything on his family. And I said, I would just think that I couldn't leave this guy by himself, so I'm not going to be the one to tell him. I can face whatever he's going to throw at me, and I'm going to be the supportive girlfriend. And he would just say, we've been together so long, we're getting married. If you really love me, I don't know why you won't be doing this. And I would I'd be like, what's wrong with me? Of course I need to be doing this. He's my boyfriend, and he loves me, and even though they tell you, that's the first warning sign, it didn't even occur to me.
Megan and I have been very close. And I absolutely 100% did not see this coming.
And I saw a girl's phone number in his phone that I knew he had liked before, and I questioned him about it, and he was furious. And I don't know if it was because my friend was there, but he was furious, and he went like this, got me right in the face. I've got a bloody lip, and my best friend's just standing there watching me. So I just ran home, and then I still stayed with him, and then he ran up to me, and he was, I'm so sorry, I can't, and I've got some bloody lip. And he's like, I'm so sorry, I don't know why I did that. I was just so mad, and I didn't even mean to hit you. I meant to hit the door. I can't believe I hit you.
Why she would choose to stay was really difficult for me. And reading the different things that happened, I was in shock as a parent. I was just in shock.
He puts his arm around my neck and holds me up, and I couldn't breathe. And I was like, this is it. This is where I'm gonna die. I couldn't even scream.
I since have learned that all of those stereotypes that were in my head are completely wrong.
Teen dating violence. Teen dating violence can be emotional, physical, verbal, and sexual. Who can give me an example of teen dating violence?
When your boyfriend pressures you to do things, when he makes you feel guilty, it tells you how rotten you are because you don't want to do what he wants you to do, or if he gets angry and jealous when you're just talking to another guy.
That was cool.
So, what are we gonna do, you guys?
My house?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's go to.
Yeah,
Okay,
go
we
Jenny's.
could do that.
Come on, I want to go home.
Don't you want to go to Jenny's house with everyone
No.
else? We're gonna go. I'm not feeling good anyways. I'll call you later.
Sure?
Okay,
Okay.
see ya.
Do you think I'm stupid? I saw you flirting with Brad. What, you don't have anything to say?
I just thought maybe we can hang out with our friend.
You know what happened the last time you flirted with another guy. Get out.
It's important for each of you to know that you have rights in every dating relationship. Each of you have the same rights. Let's go through the Teen Dating Bill of Rights.
I have the right to be listened to seriously and to have a partner who values me for me, encourages me, and wants the best for me.
I have the right to be treated with respect and not criticized.
I have the right to be safe, maintain my body, properties, opinions, boundaries, and privacy.
Decide how much time I want to spend with my partner and keep a relationship with my friends and family.
Right to have a partner who gives to me just as much as I give to her.
Right to have my needs be as important as my partner's needs, and not to be my partner's property or servant, and to pay my own way.
To not take responsibility for my partner's behaviors, mistakes, choices, or any other act of violence.
Set my own priorities, make my own decisions, and grow uniquely as an individual.
I have the right to disagree, assert myself respectfully, and say no without feeling guilty. To not be abused, emotionally, physically, or sexually.
What's the big deal? You know you want it.
Don't.
I have the right to fall out of love or leave any relationship.
You going to the game tonight? I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I don't know what I have to do though.
It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, probably. What's your psycho girlfriend, man? I swear, I've never seen her leave you alone. She's had some problems at home. I don't want to make her feel bad. I don't know what to do, but I'm gonna go. So probably see you again. All right, see ya. See you later.
Mike, wait!
Leave me alone. It's done. It's over. I can't handle you anymore.
How can you say that, Mike? I love you. You're all I live for. Fine. I hope you like it better when I'm dead.
Stacy, wait.
I need a pen.
Top pocket.
Who's this?
What?
Who is this?
Just some girl handing out pictures of me.
Just some girl? Just some girl? Do you think I'm stupid? Do you think I'm an idiot?
Sorry. Didn't want it anyway. Stacy.
We've talked about your rights, as well as the rights of those you're dating, whether male or female. It's important for you to recognize the warning signs of being in an abusive relationship. Some of those warning signs are when your friend and her boyfriend are together, he puts her down and calls her names in front of other people.
Hey, wanna go do something?
Back in the kitchen, eat your ice cream, fat cow.
She's giving up the things that used to be important to her, such as spending time with friends or other activities, and is becoming more and more isolated. She apologizes for his behavior and makes excuses for him.
Yeah, I'm fine. No, I know. But it was my fault. It was my fault.
You've seen him lose his temper, maybe even break or hit things when he's mad.
You don't know him like I do. You don't.
She seems worried about making him angry when he's drinking or is using drugs.
Hide this. Hide it. Hide it.
Mark, they're gonna smell my
Shut up! Don't say anything.
I can't believe this is happening.
.346, I have 2 in custody for possession of marijuana and alcohol.
346 and 10.7 hours.
She has injuries she can't explain, or the explanations she gives don't make sense. She frequently cancels plans at the last minute for reasons that sound untrue.
I've got another headache.
He acts extremely jealous when she talks to other boys, even when it's completely innocent. He's always checking up on her, calling or text messaging her, and demanding to know where she's been and who she's been with.
I thought you were gonna call me before you came to work.
told you that I was going to work and that I was going to call you when I got home. Don't want to get in trouble at work again.
Whose number's that?
It's just Jen from work.
Jen. Why haven't I met her? Are you lying to me? You really do not want to get me angry again.
Please, don't do this here.
I'll deal with you later.
There are several resources available for those who are abused. There are also resources available for the abusers if they want to get help. They can call the Utah Domestic Link Line. It's all confidential. You can call them for help, and you don't even have to leave your name. You can call them at 1-800-897-5465.
Thank you, Officer Derek, for teaching us about teen dating violence. And just so you know, there are victim advocates in every city that are available to help you. There are also school resource officers like Officer Derek, who are also available in most high schools. And if you need to talk to a victim's advocate, call your local police department. They can get you in touch with them either over the phone or you can meet with them in person.
There's so many more options than I thought, after the fact. There's so many places you could go. They helped me to realize who I was as a person because I totally lost all insight of myself. I was depressed and unhappy and unpleasant to be around, I'm sure.
If I were you, I would go and talk to one of these victim advocates and see what they have to say.
I'd probably do the same thing my mom did. Go to a victim's advocate, have them talk to my daughter and my son.
I wouldn't change who I am now for anything in the world.
Our life as a family has changed 100% now that I've got my daughter back.
Hi, I need to talk to a victim advocate.